Hello, everybody. This is your pal, Dusty, and you're watching Screwy My Friends live from San Jose, California. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing fantastic, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Yes! This is awesome! And I'm excited. Hope you're all excited. I've never been so excited. And it's going to be a blast. Hi. Hey, Dusty, how's it going? I'm doing nothing. I'm just testing the equipment. That's all. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It is showtime. Yes. I'm just, you know, I just want to test the equipment. I wasn't doing anything bad. I was just having a good time. Yeah? Yes! Yes! Maybe I won't screw up. Ooh. This is gonna be fun. Ooh, I'm excited.
Hit mixer and choose Skype. You've got no audio. You've got no audio coming from Skype.
Ooh, so the guest we're having today, he's a little late, but the guest we're having today is Andrew Francis, the voice actor of Shining Armor, as you well know. He's been on the show once. Oh, he's on time!
Huh? Mixer.
How you doing, Andrew?
Go add source.
Pretty good. I'm just trying to learn something here. I'm doing something. What is it, Skipsy?
You want to add a source?
Add a source?
No.
Okay.
Click.
Yeah, it got me covered. 1 second.
No, click speaker's audio there.
Right there?
Click it.
Okay. Down. 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 Pardon me, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Which one? Sure. Take control. Oh, yeah, this... Oh, here we go.
But it's no Dusty stash.
It's no Dusty stash. I don't think there's any stash that's like Dusty's. That's for sure.
It's true.
Okay. I've got it good. I am good to go. So, truth is, this is coming live from Alberta, Canada, as you can tell from my Canadian cape. We got Canadian hat that I got right here. So, we even got Canadian screwball right here. Goody goody. And I am super excited. So, how are you doing, Andrew? How is your day going?
My day's going well. It's going well. I mean, here in Vancouver, it's really gorgeous out. It's like, you know, maybe 15, 20 degrees Celsius, gorgeous day. And I got home from CrossFit at about 9 a.m.
Yes.
And then looked at my inbox, and I had like 6 huge character bad guy auditions to record. So I really didn't see one peek of the sun until 3 o'clock. I was locked in my little home studio going crazy and doing insane voices.
I'm surprised your voice isn't dead by now.
I know, you know, I'm actually a little bit surprised too, but lately I've been doing a bunch of really big bad guys in the show Max Steel that just debuted on Teletoon here in Canada and Disney XD in the States, and it's, or actually, you know what, I don't know if it's premiered in the States yet, but it's here, and there's bad guys that I talk to back and forth, and like, I feel like in the last month my voice has been conditioned. I could literally just scrub it with nails and it'd be fine. It's been the ringer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but no, so I'm glad. I mean, I'm not hoarse. I'm not dead.
Oh, I see kind of the pun you got going on there.
I filled it in.
So I got a bunch of questions, so would you like to get right on in it?
Yeah, let's get on these questions.
Let's do this. So, I'd like to ask off the start, tell us all about your trip to to Australia. How was that?
To Australia. It was good. It was short. but it was sweet. I was actually only there for 5 days. My mom is a flight attendant, so she gets a really, really good deal on flights down, and she really wanted to go. And so we were there for 5 days total, 7 days with travel. Stayed in a hotel that was right in downtown Sydney. One thing that was a bit of a surprise was I always pictured Sydney, Australia to be like a beach town, and it does have beaches around it. It has Manly Beach and it has Bondi Beach, but I expected it to have actual beaches like in the city of Sydney. But really there's none. You have to jump on a ferry and you have to go about between a 15 and half an hour ride to get to the closest sandy beach. So that was a little odd, but it was fun. It was lots of surfing, lots of just hanging out in the sun and trying to soak up a tan. As you know, in Canada, we don't get that very often.
Nice. I wish I could go to a place like that. That would be a blast. Since Australia, the southern coast has some of the biggest surf in the world.
Have you been any place hot, Screw?
No, I haven't actually. I've been I've been to like basically the conventions was the first time that I've actually been to other places. So I've never been to anything as fancy as that. That's for sure.
Well, you got to knock it off the bucket list soon.
yes, that I want to try scuba diving so bad. That would be my top thing. I heard all about the corals and how lovely they are, and it would just be amazing.
I've never been scuba diving before either. I've been snorkeling, but never scubaing.
No, I've went scuba diving when I was in Mexico and snorkeling, so they're both a blast.
Awesome. What about you, Dusty?
Oh, I've never been scuba diving at all. I've sort of snorkeled in my little hometown river between Ontario and Michigan, but nothing like you would see in Hawaii.
Do you see any wildlife in the water when you're snorkeling like that?
Oh, not in Michigan. Basically, all we got there is carp and pike, and that's it.
Yeah. Odd, bass or I don't know, like weird, river fish.
Yeah. Yes. Have you? I know that Australia is some of the biggest surf places in the world. Have you ever considered any big wave surfing at all?
I don't know. I've been thrown around pretty bad by some waves, when they're too big.
Ooh.
And things get really sketchy, because the best waves are when there's really shallow water. And so you're really putting yourself in danger of getting slammed. And it's even worse when it's a coral rip opposed to a beach or sand rip, because that'll just throw you down into stuff that tears you apart like sandpaper. So I mean, I've tried to work myself up. I can do maybe 5-6 foot waves. But I don't do any of the big stuff. In the summer here, we have a boat that has it has ballast in the back, so you can fill up the back with these ballasts with tons and tons of weight, and it makes this huge wake, and you can actually surf right on the back. They call it wake surfing right off the back of the boat. So
yeah,
I'm getting too used to a 3-foot wave when I should be challenging myself with bigger ones.
Oh, that scares me right there. Jeez. Have you ever done any Hawaiian beaches surfing at all?
I have indeed. I was really lucky. My mom was a flight attendant, so she was good with the flights. My dad was a mechanic with a used car sales. My phone. With a used car spot, and so I got great deals on cars and trips. Those are the coolest things. But Mom used to go to Hawaii when I was a kid, so I'd go for a day. We'd leave Friday afternoon, we'd get there Saturday morning. I'd have all day Saturday, and then we'd leave very late Saturday night and come back Sunday. And so I did probably 30 of those trips. And so I'd go literally just tan myself to oblivion and then come back and everybody be like, what the hell? It's snowing out and stuff, So when I went there, I did a little bit of surfing, a little bit on Maui, but a lot on Oahu, Waikiki, 2-3 foot waves, big long boards, not exactly exciting stuff, but always good to get out in the sun.
That would be tons of fun. I couldn't surf if my life depended on it, that's for sure. Winter though, I love skiing. Do you snowboard at all?
I do. I snowboard quite a bit.
Nice. All of us, we gotta go. We gotta go to some kind of ski snow trip sometime. That'd be awesome.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Whistler's great just because it's the best, right?
I've been there.
You haven't been there yet?
I have been there.
Yeah.
My family is a huge ski fans. When we were kids, we went everywhere, all over Canada. So it was awesome.
Wow. That's cool. See, that's what I was about to say, is that I'd like to see different mountains then, because I ride Whistler, probably once or twice a week, right? So.
Yeah.
I'd rather go someplace else. And I know Dusty said, what's that one, Dusty, that you have near you?
Oh, I got plenty near me. I got all of Tahoe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
Sierra
guess so.
Tahoe and Heavenly and all of those.
What's the one you usually go to?
Sierra Tahoe.
Sierra Tahoe. Wow, cool. Yeah, we should make a trip, Screwy, and go do some stuff.
You guys come down. I'll put you up at the house. We'll go up there. Not a problem.
Sounds
That
awesome.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your... I'll combine this question. I'll put it as two and two. What is your ultimate surfing/snowboarding adventure?
Oh my gosh. Surfing/snowboarding adventure. Well, actually, funny enough, I've done both in one day before.
Ooh, what?
We were up. We stayed the night over in Whistler, and we did like a morning, maybe only till about 11 o'clock. We got out there super early, and we went about 8 till 11. Then we got off the mountain, shot back down to Vancouver, where my buddy has a plane that can get us over to Tofino in about maybe 35 minutes. And so we got back down he's in West Van, so it took about an hour and a half. We got over to Tofino by about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then we hit the sunset for surfing. And then at sunset's kind of when it's the best, right? Because the sun goes down over this one beach near his house, just gorgeous. And so we taken pictures up on the mountain, and then we took pictures in the water, and then with the GoPro and uploaded it. And people were just kind of amazed because it's probably one of the only times I'll ever get to do that, but it was totally worth it.
Wow. You're making me jealous, man.
And Vancouver. That's what's so great about Vancouver. I mean, you can actually do that here. It's insane.
Yes, it's like you can just go from one season to another just like that.
Snap of a finger.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to traveling, I know that you are into motorcycling. What do you ride?
I started with a what was it, a 92 CBR 600, black one, and did lots of repairs, and it was always falling apart, and I thought that's what like biking was just literally always repairing something that was going wrong. And so then I upgraded to an 02, like 10 years up to an 02 CBR 600, and I rode that for a little while. And then when I was really confident, I switched over to what I have now, which is a 2012 Ducati Monster 796, black and red, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous beast. But I started this whole adventure on bikes out when I was, I guess maybe 18 or 19 years old. Me and my ex-girlfriend bought a Piaggio Typhoon scooter, and so I was the dude on the scooter for like a year, getting used to like going around. So there's been quite the progression. But now it's a 2012 Ducati Monster 796.
Nice. That sounds really awesome. My dad's a biker. Dusty's a biker. It seems like my life is just full of bikers nowadays.
Surrounded by the biking.
Yes.
Surrounded.
Do you do any off-road or motocross at all?
First ever motorcycles I ever got on, like the two first ones were dirt bikes, and I crashed both of them. And I thought that I was never really gonna bike again.
Wow.
But yeah, it was weird because I guess I'm not good at this. But then my buddies got motorcycles, and sort of it's all changed. And I've never really spilled a bike. I think I put it down slow over a speed bump when I started. But
Yeah.
for off-roading and stuff, I want to do that so bad. Like my dream house would be in like a place like Squamish or Pemberton, where they get extreme winter weather and then extreme summer weather. Like I would love to have a place or be near a place where I could have an ATV or a dirt bike in the summer and go exploring. And then when the winter comes around, pull out the snowmobile or the sled and just take off and do just as much exploring. So I really, really in the next few years hope that my life veers towards off-roading in both seasons.
Oh, that would be really cool. Do you know of any backcountry roads that you would probably try to tackle at all?
Well, I know there's some logging roads, like sort of like Langley, like going east here from Vancouver, sort of into the valley. I know there's some stuff over there. As for Squamish, I would only assume there would be, although never assume, but I would think that there's probably some up there, and I know there must be some in Pemberton. So I think there are probably some websites that I could go check out, and they'd fill me in on all the backcountry stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's blogs.
Yeah.
There's always blogs.
There always is. That's for sure. Is there ever any epic cycling trips that you'd like to take someday?
That's well, cycling or motorcycle.
Yeah. Both.
Like
Go for both.
both, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not that much. I'm not that great of a pedal biker, but for motorcycles, the last one I did was something called the Oyster Run, which is this kind of big progression of everybody to this really small town in Oregon, and they serve like fresh oysters, and it's super hot, and that was a lot of fun. You show up at the town, and everybody parks. Like down the 2 rows down the middle, facing like away from each other, and then a space for all the bikes to go down, and then another row of bikes on the other side. So constantly as you're coming in, you're parking in the last spot available, so you're passing all the other bikes, and everybody else is seeing you, and it's this big like, this big progression, right? And I actually had a great time. It's fun going with your buddies, making a day out of things. Anything that makes a day out of things, I think I'm totally on board for.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Now on to, of course, we all know you're into acting. You're 27 years old, and looking at your Internet Movie Database list, you have 121 titles. Do they ever let you out of the studio?
If they do, I say, bring me back. No, man, it's been pretty busy, and that's good, because the opposite would be not as good a story.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah, I know it's been busy, and last year was a great year. Slug Terra is the #1 show in Canada, which is pretty cool, and that's about slinging slugs underground. And Max Steel just came out, and I play a whole slew of characters on that one. So last year was a good year. It let me buy the little home studio, and now I hope to be doing a lot of regional commercials. I just got an audition, or an agent down in Texas, and I got an agent in Italy, and I got one in Colorado, a whole bunch of weird places. And so they're going to send me up voice ads, and every morning I'll get up, I'll record them, send them off. I'll hear if I got them that day or the next day, and then I'll have one day to record them and send them back if I got the job. Yeah. And so I'm trying to make it so that I literally eat, sleep, and, well, whatever else in the studio.
See,
don't think about that last one.
You live in there. And also in the Internet Movie Database, it lists you as being born in 1985 and having your first role, and I don't know how to pronounce this, your Royden Samurai Trooper in 1989.
Samurai. Yeah, now that's a little bit, since the show started in that, I guess when they credited it, they had it as 89, but that's not true. I actually started voice acting when I was just turning 9 years old, so that would have been a little later than that. But I was on Samurai Trooper. I forget you probably have the character there, but yeah, that was a long-running show that I came in late to.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was started back in, what year would that have been then? 85. It would have been 94. I started acting when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And then when I got braces and I couldn't do cereal commercials anymore, I said, "Hey, maybe a place."
Wow. Jeez. So, yeah. Looking like that, you're pretty much full time with your acting, starting when you were 14. How do you think that changed you compared to other teenagers?
Well, I mean, definitely changed things. I had to miss quite a bit of school. I remember sort of, we'd be watching some movie, or we'd have some sports thing that was going on or something, and I'd be getting picked up at 1 o'clock for my mom to take me down to Vancouver. I lived about 45 minutes away. And so Mom, bless her heart, would come and pick me up and bring me this audition. I'd either book some, I wouldn't book some. I mean, it's very hit or miss as a kid, right? It either sticks or it doesn't. Yeah. And so there was a lot of times when I was in the car and I was, I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, Mom, why am I leaving this thing, right? And, because if you're doing it, and there'd be moments, I mean, most of the moments I loved it, right? But then, there's those odd kid moments where you're just, Mom, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And so, there's a lot of missing school. And then when I got into high school, I went to my, high school I graduated from grade 8 and 9, and then things just started getting so insane with traveling and working. I did a film in Romania, and then came back and then did a pilot in Toronto, and was in Calgary for a while, and I was just missing so much school that I decided to get homeschooled for grade 10 and 11. And so that was a trip. And a lot of people think that homeschooling, you're taught by your mom or you're taught by somebody, but you're not. just looking at like a textbook and trying to interpret the stuff. And then I had a tutor as well that I would go and see once a week. But it was tough, man. It was really tough to keep grades up and do the whole acting thing.
Yeah, that would be difficult. I alone had problem with school. I'm pretty sure I would not do even close to as good then. So
Yeah,
homeschool
it's
is
a really hard juggling game.
yes, that's for sure, and especially at a young age, that would have been really tough too.
It was. But I mean, it's good. It thickens your skin. I mean, now I'm so happy for the experience that I have to put me in this place that I'm at. You know, I mean, it's a toss up.
It's currently like what Michelle Creeper is going through, for example. She's doing exactly that. She's been a part of acting and a part of voice acting, all that sort, and dealing with homeschool and stuff. I'm sure that must be tough. Jeez.
Is she's homeschooled as well, huh?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt that. And you know, you can tell when you meet Michelle, she's got a maturity that you wouldn't usually see in a
Exactly.
girl that young.
yes,
And
definitely.
I mean, I remember a couple times we'd be like, "You realize how old that girl is? Like, that's pretty wild, you know?"
Hanging with her at Disneyland, it come across me a couple of times in my head. I'm like, I'm hanging around with a girl that's almost half my age. What the heck?
And it's not that weird. She's totally chill, you know?
Yeah, she's really chill. She's really awesome. So
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
yes, definitely. So you've done a lot of live action acting. Is it completely a separate world from voice acting? Like different people, different agents, that sort of thing?
It is, yeah. It's a completely different world. And it's funny, the people who are in one aspect or area compared to the other ones, they say about each other, "Oh my gosh, it's so hard to get into that side of the industry."
Yeah.
You know, like, well, the one person thinks that, like, everybody who's an actor thinks that it's like the voice acting world is this tiny bubble and so hard to get in. And anybody who's just a voice actor thinks, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to go to auditions and dress up and be on set for these long, crazy hours and all this stuff."
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that for voice acting, so.
Well, that's the beauty of voice acting. Yeah, you can just get up and look like a schlob. Like I usually get up about 15 minutes before the session starts because I live about 2 blocks away, and so I just show up on the skateboard, still bags under the eyes, warming up my voice. Everything thinks I'm a weirdo.
I don't think you're a weirdo. I think that's normal in my terms. So.
Yeah, totally. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, they're different, man. And one, you know, if you're a good actor, it definitely does not relate over to voice acting because it's a entirely different thing. And the same can be said the opposite way: is that if you're a good voice actor, in no way, shape, or form are you gonna get in front of a camera and you're gonna nail it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Now it's stressful getting an award. You were nominated for a Gemini Award for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Dramatic Program or Miniseries for your work in Fakers. Tell us about that.
Fakers we did that 4 years ago in Montreal. It was midsummer, gorgeous, film festivals happening, Just for Laughs, Jazz Fest. Oh my gosh, that city. Anybody who's listening to Montreal, try and do it. It's so much fun.
Just for Laughs is amazing. I love it. I've been there once before. Yes.
Oh, lucky.
Yes, and I watch it all the time for like Just for Laughs gigs, all those Canadian programs.
I watched like literally an hour of gags today when I got off. I finally got my food and was like eating it, and I was like, I need something to clear my head for a second, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put some gags on.
I should have done that because I'm just like nervous. Well, kind of nervous right now, and it's like I need something to clear my head, so I just watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, I do that too, man. I'm like an addict. I have all my subscriptions. I just rifle through them.
So yeah.
So this film, yeah. So we went there 4 years ago, and it was with who's now my best friend, Grayston. It was the first time that we met, and we kicked it off right away. And we had about a week before we started to sort of get to know each other and do makeup and hair tests and read-throughs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we just kicked it off. I think the biggest part about it was the relationship in the film that we were able to create. Like the director really, really cared. His name was Pierre Gill, and he was this French director. And when we met him for the audition, he was on this Skype call And he's sitting there, and they kind of turn the computer, like, you know, we're auditioning together, and they turn the computer around to point to us, and there he is sitting there in Montreal with his wine, and it's late there, but and like, so he's this really artsy kind of guy, and he really cared what the film looked like, and so we kind of hit it off. The writing was good. It actually won the Best Gemini for Best Screenplay, and also won the Gemini for Best Editing.
That's awesome.
And so yeah, it was just a really well done film. Everyone involved was super awesome, and it just didn't hurt that me and Grayson had we kicked it off so well and had such a good relationship. People just believed we were talking to each other. You know what I mean? And I think that's the key to any good performance.
That is awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
What was your
good times in Montreal, Screwy? Good
yes,
times in Montreal.
I've been there. Lovely place. I've want to go again sometime, definitely.
Screwy, I've turned on I'm watching you. Every time I've looked over, I see you in a different hat.
Yeah, I have.
I'm loving it.
I have an entire collection of hats. So here's my pimp hat.
Yeah, oh, you put it really.
Yeah, I'll just say shiny Vegas hat. There we go. Yeah.
No doubt. Looks good.
Thank you. What was your favorite role that you've played?
In animation or just in general?
I'll go for both.
Both.
Or just general.
I'd say that my favorite, just because of how much fun I had on the film and how I got to meet like a really good buddy of mine now, would be Fakers. But I think that in just performance and letting it go and actually fun, and I've mentioned this before, I'd have to say probably Visions of Escaflowne was one of the most interesting roles that I ever had to play.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I was cast in the part without an audition, and I was young, and a lot of people think too young for the role even.
Yeah.
And I did it, and it had these insane scenes of yelling like, "Burn!"
Yes, I remember this.
Oh, dude! So these you're in there. I mean, when you do this, you're just in a little booth by yourself, and I'm probably maybe 14 years old, 15 years old, somewhere around there, and you're with the voice director, and they're asking for just these insanely evil, psychotic vibes to come out of you, and I'm like a little, beach blonde little kid. You know what I mean? Like,
that's awesome.
Stop. And so I did it, and the series caught a little bit of flack for my voice being young, but the standing thing was that the performance was so good that people liked it. And then about a year later, they did we did the movie, and that was like twice as psychotic and twice as rageful. And I remember I was at Ocean Studios one day, maybe 2 or 3 months after the premiere, and Scott McNeil came up and he just was like, "Hey, dude, I watched Visions of Escaflowne. You crazy."
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "Thanks, Scotty," and that's the best compliment you could get. You know what
yes,
I mean? Like, Scotty,
especially from Scott, because that man is a genius. I love that guy.
That guy's talent in a cowboy hat.
Yes. Oh. So, when you're working a live-action role, does it interfere with other activities? Things like, don't want to do dangerous hobbies while filming, restrictions in the contract, that sort of thing?
So repeat the question. What do you mean?
Sorry,
sort of restrict, like
when you're working on a live-action role, does it interfere with your other activities? Things like, I don't want to do any dangerous hobbies while filming, restrictions like that.
Right. Well, yeah, sure. If you're a lead in a film, you go right to a doctor before you start the thing, and they put you through a medical, make sure that you're super in shape, that you don't have any problems and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you'll usually have to sign some sort of rider saying, I'm not going to go, skiing or skydiving or snowboarding or any of that kind of stuff. But usually, if you're a lead on a film, you're going to be busy, like, at least 5 days out of the week, and your weekend, you're just going to want to sleep because there's such long days on set. So it's never really hindered me too bad because it's been so busy. But yeah, no, there's definitely contracts and riders and things that try and strictly prohibit you from touching any of that stuff.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Come to set with a broken leg. Actually, I have an unfortunate story about this. I had booked just like a 2-day thing on an old show called So Weird, and we were doing the first day and everything was fine, and then the next day I had to be there super bright and early, and I had karate that night, and so I went to karate, and my instructor, or my sensei, is a bit of a hard ass, and so he's like, "All right, we're gonna fight," and I guess I had a bad tendency of dropping my hands.
Oh. See, I've been through karate.
So,
I know that exact rule, and it was punishment.
yeah, they screw you for it.
Yes.
Excuse the pun. Screw you. But yeah, no, it was, and so he kicked me square. I can't remember if it was a kick or a punch, but square in the face, straight on, and busted my whole lower lip.
Oh. That guy is a hard ass.
He's a hard ass. I mean, I hope he didn't mean to. Hopefully I leaned into it. I was just not only a hard ass, but a bit of a prick. Good grief. But so I had to show up to set the next day, and it was just so swollen. Like half of it was white that was filling in.
Oh, no.
And so it was just gross looking, Screwy. And so I got in, I went in front of the, makeup people, and they're like, I don't know if we can actually keep you. We may have to reshoot yesterday and do this again. And so they finally came to the decision that I could keep the job, that I just have to deal with it. And I was on set, and my mom was there too, and sort of, consoling me, giving me a little massage in between. But my lip, I would have to chomp down on literally the bite and suck it back a little bit so it looked like the lip was still, when I was just standing there not talking, looked like it was the right size.
Yeah.
And then they shot me sort of from the side a bit, so you wouldn't be able to see the side that was all bulging out.
Oh.
And you're like 15, 16 years old, and that's what you're doing. Ugh, it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's oh man. And did your trainer or your sensei ever feel bad after that?
I don't remember all that well. I think he felt bad enough, but I mean, I think he would have more answered, well, you should have your hands up.
yeah, that's probably exactly what I do. It's your fault. It's your fault you got in the face.
Yeah, it's totally right. And that's why kids, take note. Don't do karate before big days on set.
That's for sure.
Not a good,
yeah, I went through karate as a kid too. I know that feeling. Oh, I've never got punched in the face though. That's a good thing. But I remember he did threaten us to cut off our toes with the katana he had hanging on the wall.
Yeah, no shit. Sorry, I just had a attack dog. Lie down, Bento. What's that, Screwy?
Sure thing.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So this one. So you were an elf in the Christmas Claus.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Oh, that was a low day.
Those are the dark days. The dark days.
Those were dark days. I had been to my I was at my acting class. I was at acting classes when that was going on. And I wasn't really booking much work. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to basics. And I went in. It was a one-day role on, the Mrs. Claus or something? Mrs. Claus, something like that.
Yeah.
I forget. And they said, okay, so you're playing the unconvincing elf. And I showed up. We were shooting in Abbotsford and in the dead of summer. And people don't know, Abbotsford is extremely hot. So it's like 30 Celsius. We're in a mall. I'm dressed up as an elf. The whole place is Christmased out. We're doing a Christmas movie.
No.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, no.
It was pretty, yeah.
Was everyone like wearing winter gear?
Everyone was in winter gear.
Oh,
and
no.
Everyone showed up and there was like, at the start of the day was so bustling, and the director had this cold, and so we couldn't keep anybody in line. Everybody's going everywhere. They were way behind. So I ended up sitting there till it was dark out. I got there when it was getting light out. I didn't get on set till it was dark out, and the director had accidentally let go of all the extras, and the lighting was all different from like the first. Oh no, I did something in the morning, a long shot of it, and then they had to do all the close-ups and the coverage. And everything was different. And so when I finally got the movie, I went and watched back. Whole part cut.
Oh.
It was just right off the face of the movie. And so this one day of just torture just meant nothing. But it was good because then I got a 3-day part after that. I got like a week part after that. And then the next part I got was Fakers in Montreal. And so it was like, I felt like I needed that unconvincing elf, you know?
That's awesome. At least made up for it. All that torture.
It's a heartwarming story in the end.
Or I'll say, you guys must have been sweating bucket loads of cheese.
Yeah. More than heartwarming.
Body warming. Oh. So on to ponies. Here we go.
Pony.
Woo! Now that you're a pony, over 100 other roles, series, leads, movies, and it's suddenly all about My Little Pony. What do your friends, your family, your agents all think about that?
Well, I mean, those are all three very different questions. I mean, my agent cashes the checks, so he's happy.
Yes.
My family is jealous because they want to come around to all the sweet places I get to go and hang out with people.
Yeah.
And then my friends are slightly confused. They just don't know. They say, so you're going to Cleveland. Yeah. They say, okay, so you're going for the My Little Pony cartoon. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, so you're going to Cleveland.
They just can't wrap their mind around it.
I know. They're just, I guess, because, you know, a lot of the people who haven't really gotten into the show or seen the show, it's, you haven't, until the press that Bronies have been getting lately, no one really knew that this was a following or this was a thing, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are just getting up to date with the whole phenomenon and what's going down.
Yeah, that would be, oh boy. Oh, do they ever
so
pick on you?
All right, sit down. I'm going to explain something to you.
Yeah. Do they ever pick on you at all for that, or?
Not really. I mean, well, I mean, in some respects, like they try to. You know, they'll poke fun at me or rib at me, right? But I mean, if it's not malicious, and if it's not malicious, then it's all about how you take it, right? And so
Exactly.
I just gotta tell them, I'm like, you know, say what you want to say, do what you want to do. Like, I have a freaking killer time when I go and see all these. Like, I mean, you guys, I would never get to see you. I mean, we'd just be doing Skype calls all day and all night, you know. So, I mean, it's just they don't understand that sort of there's this community that you get to meet, and every time I get to go, I miss all you guys in between. So it's fun to come back.
Oh, it's definitely fun to come back to the conventions. It's a blast. Here's this question.
New hat.
Yeah, you know it. I got the good cowboy hat going on now.
Look, that's a Scott McNeil hat right there.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, I seen so many pictures of him. I know he's a cowboy. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think
Wi-
it's glued to his head.
yeah, probably. Without giving away anything that we're supposed to wait for, are we gonna be seeing any more Shining Armor? Maybe in season 4.
Is it what's the deal on season 4? What have they said about that? What's released?
It will be out. There will be a season 4. That's basically it.
Okay, good. Well, then I can't tell you. I can't tell you if you're gonna see Shining Armor or not, but he is Twily's big brother. He doesn't go very far.
Yeah, he could be around.
Yeah. That's all I can say. I can't give him because I can't, But he's in the family, right? So there's probably quite a few events that he would want to show his face to.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. I hope to see more Shining Armor because he's an awesome dude.
Me too. I'd love to see, like a nice, an episode more focused on. I mean, there was him and Cadence, right? But there's really hasn't been any sort of Shining Armor focus that's affected Twily's life in any kind of way. So I'd like to see them maybe explore that direction a little bit.
Yeah, that's for sure. That would be nice. Maybe even get to see their honeymoons or do a prequel or something.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Higher ups, are you listening?
Now here, that scene in Games Ponies Play at the track when you were coaching, that seemed to come natural to you. Have you ever done any coaching outside of the studio?
Like coaching for voice or coaching in sports?
Anything. I'd say sports, really, because it almost seemed like Shining, that sort of thing. Do you ever do any sports or anything like that? Coaching, anything like that?
Coaching, no. I've never. I did a lot of sports. Like I did hockey for like 10 years. I kind of went back and forth from lacrosse to baseball. I kind of miss baseball a lot, and then I'd be like, oh, I miss lacrosse a lot. And so I was shuffling back and forth. Did a little bit of soccer, and of course we talked. Wakeboarding's kind of my thing in the summer. I love wakeboarding.
Yeah.
But no, I listened to a lot of coaches. But no, I've never done any coaching. But that was a fun scene. I liked doing that. That was a really cool episode. I thought that voice actress that played who you thought was the person,
yes.
she did a really great job.
Yes, she did do a good job. Who was it that did that anyway?
Was it Patricia? Someone, I think.
Mm-hmm. I never actually looked into it. I should have, but
I'm sure Jordan Oling would know, but
yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah. Ooh. But this reminds me. So I just wanted to talk about. You're going to be going to a convention soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not soon. But
a couple of them. Yeah. Well, you talking Cutie Mark Con?
There's Cutie Mark Con, and then there was but the one that just got announced.
Ever free Northwest.
Yes, that's it.
You better believe it, man. I'm back. I can't wait. It's going to be even more fun than last time, which I don't even know if it's possible.
Yeah, I'm going to it too, so it'll be a blast.
Yes. The whole crew will be there. It'll be like old times. Do you know if is it happening in the same spot?
It's in the same area. But it's not going to be at the same hotel. It's going to be I think it's the hotel down the hill or something. I think.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know the names, but yeah.
Yeah, same type of area. Well, yeah, no, I'm super excited, and that was everything went so smoothly on that con. Like I think I got spoiled, and that being my first con because everything was so organized. I always had someone who was telling me, where the next place to go was. Taking care of me, getting from place to place, caring, whether I was at my thing or not at my thing. And I mean, there's been some, I think I got spoiled because, now I've sort of been to a few and some sort of have been a little bit shakier than others. And it's great to see a con that really, and that was its first year, like was just so on top of business right out of the gate,
Yes.
Hey, Screwy.
Yep. Good time there. What's up, Dusty?
Hey, Screwy. We're running along here, buddy.
We are. I just noticed. I looked at the clock. I'm like, holy crap.
We gotta work on your clock management there, buddy.
The clock's small.
You gotta speak up.
Hey, I'm doing Screwy's job. I'm back here taking questions for later.
Oh, yeah, right.
So Screwy.
Okay, let's move along. Let's go along. So I guess it's on to commercials. So let me just pick out. Where are you, you son of a gun? I swear, if you don't show up, I'm going to lose it. I'm just going to pick one. How about Manticore? So I'm going to cue this up. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Every year, 10,000 baby manticores never live to see their first birthday. Those who do will be hunted for their fur, or worse yet, for their stingers, the venom used in voodoo rituals in the farthest reaches of Equestria. You and I can help, along with EMF. For only 5 bits a month, you can sponsor a baby manicore. You'll receive a booklet telling you the name of your little bundle of fur and picture updates every month. Oh, how cute. Your bits will put life-giving medicine into a helpless little body, nourishing food into a little stomach. Please help us here at the Equestrian Manicore Fund and make sure that all of Celestia's creatures are treated with kindness and respect. Can you think of a better reason not to call EMF right now and give these wondrous creatures a chance at life? Call now! If you want to.
Showbiz, baby.
Showbiz, yeah! Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to get right onto it. So we're going to be drawing for Cindy Moore's charity, the Lustgarten. I cannot read today. Lustgarten Foundation for pancreatic cancer. We raised $924 with Cindy's 100. That brings us to $1,024. Wow.
Wow.
That is awesome, guys. That is awesome. And by the way, S.R. Foxley gave $500 himself. That's an Academy record.
Wow. Way to go.
That is awesome. That is
Yes, it is.
generous.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So I have a hat. I have a hat full of names right here.
Oh.
Yep, and I'm mixing them up. And remember, we get call off what they win, Screwy.
So for the draw prizes, we got the Tucker hat, a Flunko Derpy, and signed script pages from Cindy herself.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That goes to this brony right here in my hands, James Digit.
Boom.
James, boom, you win, buddy. So James, you'll be getting those prizes from me later this week.
That is
I need to get some contact info from you so that we can get your address and get that in the mail.
That's sick. And also a note, the charity for St. Vincent Man Hill is ongoing. Asperger's Syndrome and High Functioning Autism Association, Inc. We are standing at $749 so far with another week to go. So now we have we actually have draw, sorry. We have the Pinky / Twilight Lunchbox, the Hot Topic variant comic number 5, and the autographed Pixel Kitties picture from Sam and Matt. The drawing will be next week, so stay tuned.
Yes, the drawing for that is next week.
Now, on to our next manly challenge. Andrew, would you like to tell us about where yours is?
Okay. Oh, tell us about my charity. I was like, oh no, what's happening? Well, I'm for Kiki. Kiki, on March 26th, we all heard that her heart rate was getting better and that she was showing, good signs. But because I guess what were you saying, Dusty, that wasn't proven yet. That
the hospital wasn't recording her improvements, and their insurance company canceled their insurance last week. So they need help more than ever.
Yeah, they need help more than ever. So Kiki. That's who. That's who I'm raising for.
Yep. So not only that, because this is such an important, a very, very important charity at the moment in the Brony fandom, Caredwin, my second in command here, is going to do his 1 for 5 pledge, but he's going to go all the way up to $500.
Wow.
If you raise $2,500. So for $5, you need to go to www.manlysbrony.com, and you'll see the little button to go donate at the Kiki charity, and you'll be in the drawing for a
Build-A-Bear Rainbow Dash.
Build-A-Bear Rainbow Dash.
Yeah!
Boom!
Boom!
By me this morning. She's right here. She blows you kisses. Yes. So you will have one of these. That is the main prize. Now, if we go over $500, which I know we will, Andrew, you told me to give something.
Say again, sorry, Dusty?
Over $500.
Yeah.
You're going to do something, right?
I'll do pretty much anything if we can bring in a ton of money.
Yes.
I will give a prize away if you want a voicemail. Actually, you know what? I'll give 3 voicemails away.
Ooh.
3 voicemails, and I'll sign whatever. I'll have a prize.
Did you have Pixel Kitties do one of those really cool autograph pages?
You know what? No, not as cool as Peter News and Sam's and Trevor's. So you know what? Actually, I should try and get a hold of her and get one of those, and then I will sign that and put that up as my own.
Done. We got 2 weeks to get that done.
Sweet, easy peasy. Yeah, and the voicemails as well. Throw those in as well.
Okay,
Whatever works. We need to raise money. We need to get money.
We're gonna draw. If we hit $500, we're gonna draw 3 names.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw 1 name. The first name is gonna get the Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
The second name is gonna get the voicemail and the autograph.
Yes.
Third name is going to get the same voicemail and autograph. Fourth name is going to get voicemail and autograph. Okay.
Yes.
So there are 4 prizes sitting there, but the top prize is the Rainbow Dash.
And I'll make that voicemail awesome, guys. So
awesome.
Get
Absolutely.
in there.
Man's got his own in-house studio now.
Yeah, it'll be perfect quality.
Be awesome.
I have no doubts. I know how generous the Brody community is, so I have no doubts that we're going to reach our goal.
Yeah. So I got a big list of questions here.
Oh boy.
Big list of questions. You know, Screwy, I have more I have more faith in what you do now.
Man is owning it.
Man, because I've just basically gotten lambasted with questions here. All start of the show, I'm going, oh my God, I'm trying to find out if Screwy's doing his job right, and I'm trying to take care of these questions too. Oh my goodness. So, first question from Callow. Question for Andrew. Out of all the characters that you have voiced, which do you feel the most accomplished, satisfied with?
Well, I mean, I answered the one about Visions of Escaflowne.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say since then, just because of the variety, there's been a few episodes on Max Steel that I've played. I think there's 8 characters in the whole show, and I played 6 of them.
Wow.
And so literally the back and forth is like there'd be maybe 4 pages where everyone would just sit down, and I would just go from, like, what are we going to do, Steel? And then Talk Song would go, you don't know what he's going to do. And then Fishy would go, well, what do you think he's going to do? And then Air Elementor would go, I don't know what he's... And literally back and forth and back and forth. So a few of those episodes, I was like, boy, I think that I can finally call myself a voice actor, because this is pretty close. You know?
Wow.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, and you don't get that opportunity to do that a lot. So every time you do, you got to be very thankful that you have these characters and that you've been put in charge of their character.
Wow. Yeah. Next question from Imperious. Question for Andrew: are you yourself a big brother?
I am a big brother. Actually, when my dog was barking a second ago, I live with my brother, and he just walked in the door. He's probably mad because I'm using his laptop. But... I hear him in the background yelling, I wanted to use my laptop! So yes, I am a big brother, in fact.
Tell him we're doing important work.
We're doing important work, Jay. He laughed. He says, yeah.
This question is for Screwball.
Uh-oh.
Screwy from Subtle Wind. How does it feel to host the show and finally getting some camera time?
I am very nervous, I'll admit. At first I was like, oh, I can't do this! Oh! And then it kind of, now I'm just, I can actually handle it. It's a lot of fun. I love doing this hat change thing because I'm just having a blast with this thing, so...
That's my favorite part, Screwy.
I love my snow gear outfit going on right now. I got my good old Fluttershy. Where's my Fluttershy? Oh, there she is. See, I got my good old Fluttershy right here. And I've been really enjoying it. I now understand why Dusty's always stressing out at the very before we even start. He's like, oh, is the guest gonna make it? Oh, is this gonna happen? I'm like, chill down, Dusty. We're gonna be all right.
Live television, baby.
Yeah, we do it live. But it's
live.
It's now I understand. I now fully understand why Dusty can be the way he is.
Dusty, you should do a parody, or Screwy now that you're doing such a good job. But you should do a parody where you pretend to be like Bill O'Reilly in that famous clip, yelling.
Yes.
He says, "F it, we'll do it live."
I might need some coaching from you, dude.
Yeah.
Do it.
For Andrew, did you yourself come up with the term liquid pride, or was it in the script?
No, that was totally in the script. Yeah, that was one of the talented writers. And actually, funny enough, I said this when I was at the con too. Is when we came across that line, we didn't even think too much of it. We said it, but we didn't really laugh about it. And then when I sort of heard it back, I kind of felt, I was like, I have a feeling this is going to resonate with people. And then when it released, I mean, it was like a flood. People loved it. So it's cool. I mean, I like those kind of terms that these writers come up with that really, they kind of hit people in a certain way and they stick around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely.
But not me. No. Definitely not me.
Let's see. Have you two both seen the comedy colognes that are on WeLoveFine.com?
No.
Okay. Well, they came up with a cologne ad. 3 different ones called Luna, Shy, and 20. 20 being the guys for the guys. Of course, you'd be 20% cooler wearing this beautiful Eau de Toilette. The question from Quid Pro Quo is, first off, just want to extend a huge showing of gratitude towards Andrew for supporting Kiki. I myself survived a brain tumor, and it means a lot to me. My question, however, is to you and Screwy, of all 3 April Fool's colognes that we will find had, which would you wear if they were real?
Ooh.
Luna, Shy, or 20?
Screwy?
Luna. See, I got my Luna shirt on right now, so I support Luna all the way. She is best princess. You remember that.
So forceful.
So forceful. It has to be known.
I would go with a 20 because I need every bit of coolness I can get.
No, you don't.
No, see,
No, you don't.
you're cool enough as it is. I'm sure the universe would just explode if we gave you any more.
I can't keep up with you, dude. I'm telling you.
What about you, Dusty? What about you? Which one?
Me? Oh, I'm 20.
Yeah, 20, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why does anyone want to smell like Luna? Come on.
Look, I've smelt you, Screwy, okay? I just...
Oh, man. Let's see. Next question. Let me find it. Okay, for Andrew. If you could be related to one character in MLP, for realies, which one would it be?
Ooh.
Ooh, that is a good question.
From Eclipse.
Well, I don't know. Now, especially with all the things that have gone down, I think I should be related to Brayburn because I think the ladies and the guys just love Brayburn.
Everyone loves Brayburn, that's for sure.
Everyone loves Brayburn, and so I don't know. It'd be cool. It seems like he'd be a fun guy to be related to. I think he'd always keep the party going. You know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'd have to agree.
Back out in the barn, he knows where the moonshine is.
No doubt. It's got country life.
Okay, from Zero Pony Lover. Question for Andrew. If you could give a reason behind why your character threw his wife in the Crystal Kingdom episode, what would it be?
Look, that's between a man and his wife, but it was with good intentions.
Yep. Love it.
Love it.
Again from Zero Pony Lover. Screwy, how does it feel to be the one on the camera? Do you feel the power?
Oh, I feel the power. I feel the power! But it's because this Alcorn amulet that I feel the true power. I think it's the truth is that I overpowered Dusty thanks to this Alcorn amulet, and he could not stop me. I'm fully corrupted.
It is true. Sure.
Oh, okay. Don't do that voice ever again. That gave me chills. Jeez.
Yeah.
I think I'll put that one on my voice actor reel.
I like the stuff you sent me that you've done so far, Dusty. I thought it was great.
I like that.
Yeah, it was good.
Nice. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
To Andrew from Player Runner, which is more fun, live action or animation?
Animation without a doubt. Not even close. I mean, like, when you're in the zone and you're in a really good part and you're doing your thing, it's a lot of fun on screen, but when you're in the studio and you're just going crazy and you do anything with your body to make these crazy sounds and you're falling off a cliff and you're landing and you're doing funny, weird, cartoony sounds, I mean, nothing beats this sort of creativity that's flowing when you have like a Sam Vincent and Tabitha and Lee Tokar and all those people in a room, Kathleen Barr, when they're all there in that one spot and you're watching, and of course, the leads, Andrew Libet, I'm just thinking of the other shows I do with these actors. But it's just like the creativity is such a highlight that, it's definitely more fun for me, I think.
Cool. Okay, here's one from Gavin Japp. Andrew, when did you first know you loved cadence?
When I read the script. You know what, we didn't, and maybe I should have actually, but we don't have a huge backstory. We didn't have a big sit down and figure out sort of where they got together. But I think I probably, by the end of that episode, the Canterlot wedding, I think I sort of checked myself a little bit, and I think I loved her a lot more after that episode.
Yep. More time together usually brings two ponies.
Brings two ponies together.
Yes.
Let's see. Andrew from Firestorm. How long did it take till you found out you didn't voice Brayburn?
It took a long time. I heard about it not long ago at all. Like just a few months ago. I hadn't actually seen the episode, and I knew that I did in the first season, and then when I saw Jordan at Everfree Northwest, actually, he showed me the behind the voice actor site, and he's like, hey, you did this character, and it was a really big cluster, whatever, because then I had to go and check it out and watch the thing, and then realize that the bad news, and so it was quite recent, unfortunately. I would have wished that I'd known a lot sooner.
Yeah, it was sort of like, it was a little bit weird for me too, because I pumped you as being Brayburn before. I was going, oh wow, maybe I didn't do my behind the scenes. I should have done a little bit.
Yeah, and I should have looked in, because a lot of times we'll do something and you'll never check the final cut, right?
Right.
And I remember when I had recorded that, I was in a session. There's another character that I did in the season 1 that's been lost that has actually never been found out yet. Because I went in and everyone get your sleuthing on. But I was in there, so we didn't record it on the day. That was the whole thing, is that I didn't record it with the cast. I recorded it at a different time.
Oh.
And so in that time, I don't know if it was before or after the episode had been actually completed. So I'm guessing it happened before, and I think that they thought that it just wasn't the right fit. And so they switched it up. So yeah, I guess a note is always go back and watch your stuff to make sure it's still you.
Yeah. Here's one. Chaotic Brony, our gentleman of absolutely awesome jewelry making.
No doubt.
Question for all. I'm expanding my engravable jewelry line tremendously. What jewelry or other trinkets would you like to see ponies engraved on?
Screwy, what do you think?
Ooh, see, here's the thing, is that if you're going to look at my Screwball plushie, I even have his Wayne Pony pin right on there. And I also, this same Alicorn amulet that I have right on here. I'll try to get close, Fred, my earphones are kind of killing me. But he made both of these. And talented man. And that is a tough question, because it's like endless answers.
Endless.
More things.
More things.
More!
I still have my I guess what we call it, like kind of a dog chain. I got a sweet shining armor engraved little pendant on a necklace, and I wear it all the time. It's super.
Those are awesome.
So sharp looking.
I would love to have something on a flask.
Oh, that would be. Oh, yeah.
That's
a flask could be cool.
That would be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, next question. I'm looking at the questions. From Gims for Andrew. You have agents like everywhere. Aiming for world domination yet?
Yeah, actually, that's the plan. No, that's kind of is it. In North American domination, and yeah, if I can move over to Europe. Hold on, I gotta just have a helicopter literally landing outside my door. One sec.
Nice.
There you go. Close that up.
That's the government picking you up because they know you're taking over the world.
Yeah. No, that's the pony powers that be. I think I've said something. Sorry, what was the question, Dust?
The question was world domination.
Yeah, world domination. Yeah. With getting these new agents, I really hope that I'm going to get to do a lot more voice work all around the country, because voice work, you're kind of limited to the city that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Except for things like commercial and radio and TV spots. And so I went to Ian Corlett, and we're doing, I guess this is kind of out right now too, everybody's talked about it. We're doing Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the new one.
Right. Yep.
We were sitting down, and I said, hey, do you think you could hook me up with these agents? And he was nice enough to send me a whole list. And so I've gone over it. But he did ask, since I hung out with Daniel Radcliffe a whole bunch when he was out here, he's like, I'm going to London where he's doing a play, so I'm going to try and hook him up with Daniel when he goes out there for Claire.
London? I hate you.
He's going all over.
Australia and London in the same year?
What is this?
No. I'm not going to London. Ian Corlett.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm going to hook them up to meet Daniel while they're there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next question. Read. Okay, from Bolt117. Can I ask this question, please? Question for Andrew Francis. What was the best conventions you have been to?
Well, and I'd say Everfree was the most organized and most. I think I met all of my so far. Although there was lots of other awesome people in Las Vegas and in Cleveland, but I kind of met the core guys that I, like you guys and and the guys from like everyone, right? Everybody that I kind of know as being my core group of friends from My Little Pony, I met there. So I think that was my favorite. I mean, Las Vegas was a crazy thing. I don't think I put a beer down the whole time I was there, literally. So I mean, that was a little different, but I'd have to say Everfree was my most favorite so far.
Cool.
Nice. Awesome. That was my first, and I loved it.
That was your first Screwy? Wow,
that was
was
my
the
first.
That was the first convention me and Screwy met.
What? Wait a minute. Really?
We've been working together online.
Okay, you've been working together before. I'm like, how the heck did you meet and then have... yeah, no, that makes sense.
First time we met, face to face.
In person, yeah.
It's a great convention. I have great memories from that. The Voodoo Donuts. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Oh.
Bacon donut.
From Violent Bray to Andrew. If you met Shining Armor in real life, what would you say to him?
What would what would he say to me? He'd probably talk to me like one of the people in the track in that scene from Stop it! What would I say to him? I would knowing that he's the person he is, I'd probably ask him about his life and about sort of his background. I'd ask him, why he threw Cadence up. No. I don't know. I'd probably have a laundry list of questions longer than the one you got in front of you, Dusty.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. Next. I'm looking for a good one. For Andrew, what did you think of Alicorn Twilight when you first heard it?
I thought it was good. I know that there was some flack and stuff like that, but I think that there needs to be different switches and things need to change from season to season. So I was pleased. I wasn't turned off in any way.
Which is good.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I
was
enjoyed
the same
it.
way. You're gonna have story. If you're gonna have story advancement, you better do something.
There's got to be. I mean, change is tough, right? But yeah, no, it has to happen. Someone's got to make the big decisions.
Right. Here's one from Zero Pony Lover to Screwy. She's always been curious. Screwy, you help interview all these awesome voice actors about how their lives are. What would your life be like as a voice actor? What kind of job would you like to be involved in?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. When it comes to voice acting, I've never actually tried. It would be fun. Honestly, that would be a really amazing job. My dream job, though? My dream job. I know I used to always wanted to be a flight attendant because I wanted to travel a lot. But it's like ever since I got into the fandom and ever since I began to start traveling, I'm like, you know what? I don't know anymore. I don't know. I don't really have any dream jobs. I'm currently kind of liking the one I'm currently involved in, and so far life seems to be really damn good right now. So I don't really have any future plans until something bad happens. So yeah, I just hit them as they come.
I think that's probably the best answer you could have.
Pretty much. Oh, by the way, Screwy Pink Pearl April would like to have you do a shout out to her sister who's being picked up from the hospital from a car accident.
Yes, she told me about that. Yeah, she got into she got hit and run. I hope that jerk. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So she's getting picked up right now.
Yep,
she's good to go. Good to hear. Tell her that I say good thing that hopefully you fully recover and hopefully they catch that guy because that is uncalled for. It's just a hit and run.
I piggyback on that shout out. Yeah, get better soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, for Andrew. Andrew, do you karaoke?
Do I carry a witch?
Karaoke.
Do I karaoke?
Do you carry?
You know what? I've only karaoke twice in the last, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and they were both with Daniel Radcliffe. Once at this karaoke bar, and I walked in, and he's standing on top of a table with everybody around him singing, "In 1992 or 1992," like this weird song. Such an accent. It was so trippy. And so that happened for a while, and then at the rap party for the movie that he was doing here called Horns, we did a bunch of karaoke that night too. So I do. I mean, you probably have to get a few drinks in me, but once that happens, you'd be ripping the mic out of my hand. You'd be like, "Stop it, please."
I'm making notes.
Yeah.
Does Halakart would like to know if you did end up with a mic in your hand and 2 turntables and a microphone, which pop songs in a villain's voice would you possibly sing?
Oh my god. I'm trying to think of like the one that a bad guy would never sing, like Genie in a Bottle. Or I'm a genie in a bottle. You have to wrap me the right way.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of my life. Oh my god.
Very good. Awesome. Taco Squirrel says, Screwy, where's the Fluttershy he gave you?
It's actually still at home. it's don't worry, she's safe. I've been preserving her and everything, but yeah, he makes these amazing like show quality mains, and ran to the character and he was like so generous enough to give me one for free, and I just like, oh my god. So thank you again for that, but I sadly I didn't bring it because I was, I'm very scared about breaking things. Like seriously, I pretty much bubble wrapped these suckers right here in order to get them over. Actually, I didn't. I'm not that weird, but yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I did not bring it. Bad me.
Cool. Let's see. For each of us, from Zero, if you could go to one con, your dream pony con, for free and travel is no issue, which would it be?
Las Vegas. Just kidding.
Oh.
I guess been there, done that.
Yeah, we've done that already.
You guys want to start? What do you think?
You know what? I want to go to a European convention. I don't care which one, whether it's England or Germany or any of the ones in Europe. I would love to go to one in Europe.
Screwy?
I'd have to agree with Dusty. I would love to go to a Europe one. That's for damn sure. That or Brony can. I want to go to that one so bad. That's
well, that makes 3 of us.
That was another question. Are you 2 going to BronyCon?
I definitely want to. It's a Canadian convention, and what better way for a Canadian to go to a Canadian convention?
Where is that? Where is that? In Toronto?
Rain, Vancouver.
In where?
Vancouver.
Right, Vancouver, but
in Vancouver. Wow, what is this? I've never even heard of it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You know what? You need to spread that out. You need to spread out to all the VAs and to everyone. That's like, it's right at your doorstep. Go to it.
Oh my gosh. Well, no. Well, I mean, if anybody out there is listening, or if anybody has can tweet anybody at the convention or anything, tweet them, tell them to get a hold of me, and then I'll spread the word to all of us guys. I mean, we should totally be at the one in Vancouver without a doubt.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
No excuses.
No excuses.
No excuses. You can ride your skateboard down.
and you know what? Probably would.
Unless I show up early, and then we'll ride the bikes down.
And we'll take the bikes. We'll do a big trip first, and we'll park there. Yeah.
There you go.
And then everyone gets to get their passports, and then everyone could be in Canada. Woo! We could drink all the maple syrup and eat all the bacon.
Well, don't drink all the bacon and eat the maple syrup.
Okay, here's another one. Andrew, do you have any personal connections to any of your voices, Shining Armor or others?
Personal connections. No, not really. I think when you get a character, one of the biggest parts of the job is finding the connections that you can have with the character. I mean, every character is going to have sort of little slices of different parts of you, depending on what sort of mood or what kind of lines he has. So no, I can't really think of a personal connection like before I got the part, and even after. I mean, I could say certain things that I personalized to different characters, but that's sort of a very specific thing to whatever character you're playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Wobbin Tolerate has been trying to get this question in. Excuse me. It has been a year of manliness and ponies on this show, and I have to congratulate you for that. So congrats. Question. Dusty. what made you both think on starting this show, and how did you get involved with Everfree Network? It was a happy coinky dink. So basically, I ended up I went to an Everfree Network live stream of Mandapony playing, because I'm a Mandapony fan. And Final Draft just yanked me into another channel and said, "Dude, I've been trying to get a hold of you." I was like, "Oh man, I got in trouble. What did I do now?" So he said, no, I want to give you your own show. It's like, what? Me? What do you want to do with me? You know? And then we got into a mumble, and Screwball was there, and I needed a co-host for what I was going to do. So I just went up to him and said, "Screwy, you want to be in the show?" And he just about fainted.
Yes.
And from that point, we just started doing the show, and it sort of like molded into itself. It became its own thing. I mean, we change it up every now and then, but it is what it is.
And we like what it is.
Yes. We like what it is here, too.
It's amazing. I can't believe it's been a year. Really don't.
It has been a year. Absolutely. I'm looking for questions. Let's see. Buttons. That later. We already said that one. Okay. Wub and Tolerate. Question for Mr. Francis. Out of all the shows you have VA'd or acted on, which was the most challenging?
Ooh.
The most challenging.
Yeah.
I think that doing a lot of ADR work back in the day, they had a lot of old technology. And so in ADR, you're in a booth by yourself. You have the headphones on, and whenever the director pushes the button, you can hear him through the glass. And you'll have a TV in front of you, and you'll hear 3 beeps. And on the imaginary 4th beep, as the video runs with those beeps, that's when you start talking, and you have to match your voice to the what they call flaps of the character, the mouth flaps. And so a lot of the shows back in the day would be very poorly converted or translated to match flaps. So you'd have a line that's a lot longer, a lot shorter. And you get into the booth, and, this is when I'm like 9, 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And it used to take, 20, 30 seconds to wind the tape back, to get back to the right spot and to have everything sort of set. Well, I mean, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but 15 to 20 seconds, depending on how big the clip is. And so you get one shot, and if you screwed up one little word or one little flap didn't match, you had to go back and you had to do it all over again. And so now there's DVDs. Oh, it was brutal, Screwy. It was like you'd get to the very last word, you'd mess it up, and then you have to go back and take 20, 30 seconds to go back to the line again, then do it again, and hopefully get it right again. And so with the new DVD stuff, it was quicker. They could stop the take and go straight back to the place that you started. But back in the day, I mean, it was like when I was young and the writing wasn't good, there was a ton of pressure to get the thing done. So that would have probably been the most challenging part.
Oh no, that's a nightmare right there.
It was quite the thing. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Let's see. From Gims, Andrew, have any of the voices slipped out when it was not intended, in public or otherwise?
Every day of my life. Like, I was hanging out with this girl the other day, and we were talking, like, it was me, her, and 2 other people. And we've been talking, and I guess I said something, and she looks at me, she goes, "I can never tell whether you're just putting on a voice." And I'm like, because literally sometimes I'll be like, if I'm sitting back on my back, I'll be like, someone will be like, "Hey, do you want to go outside?" And I'll be like, yeah, sure. It's just the lowest voice, and I don't notice it, but other people are like, the heck was that? Like, are you kidding? Right? And so, yeah, a lot of times that deep voice will come out, and people will have no idea whether or not I'm pretending to do it or whether it just comes out. And it's totally natural, right? So it's kind of takes me, blindsides me every time they say it. But, yeah, they slip out all the time, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not faking. I'm just talking, I swear.
Andy Mac for Andrew. In light of the season finale, how hard is it to keep really big spoilers under wraps? Are you ever tempted to just let a few slip?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, you definitely, I mean, you want to just sort of talk about it because you're like, you feel like it just will be common knowledge, so how is it not already? But no, like, even today, just talking about season 4, you have to really sort of keep it under wraps because you don't know who you're gonna piss off. So it's better just to err on the safe side and say less than more.
Mm-hmm.
as you guys know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Crimson Firefall is asking us which cons we're attending this year. How about you, Andrew? What's your list so far?
I have a whole list, but confirmed is Everfree and Cutie Mark Con. But I have, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 other ones that are all getting locked down. I was gonna go to New York, but then sort of I guess they saw some, then I think they learned their lesson from a few other cons and cut it down, and they're only bringing Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to go to New York because I've never been to New York before. But there's a few, so as long as they don't fall through like that one, then I should be hitting about 5 or 6. What about you guys?
Cool. How about you, Screwy?
Well, maybe EQLA. Definitely Everfree Northwest, and definitely BronyCon.
Yep, those are my 3. I am up in the air on EQLA at the moment because of work, but the others are pretty much locked down.
Where's BronyCon?
BronyCon this year is going to be in Baltimore.
Baltimore. I should try to come to that if you guys are going.
Baltimore.
You should. You should.
yeah, I'll
Yeah. Taking a baseball game or something.
No doubt.
Let's see. Let's go. Question for Andrew. How would you recommend getting into the animation industry from Gavin?
A few simple steps. Just kind of practice your voices for a little bit. Maybe go to the computer, spend some time acting and looking quite crazy. Maybe don't have people around while you do it, but just kind of go through your voices, practice them, know what you have, make a list, and then what you want to do is start writing a little bit of a script. Maybe like just a 2-minute script where a few of your different characters talk to each other. For instance, maybe they're in a classroom, and so you start your demo with a teacher saying, "Well, welcome to the class, kids," and then one of your voices goes, "Well, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm 84." And then, someone else says something, and that's kind of a way. Or mine starts with a movie trailer, and then it gets interrupted by a bunch of random voices. Just sort of come up with a little bit of a script. It doesn't matter what microphone you really do it on. You could spend, maybe $500, or if you don't have that, maybe a couple hundred. Well, 500 is usually what studio time costs, but really you don't need that. I mean, just get a little mic, record yourself, cut it up, and then give that to a studio. And that's kind of how you start. Is you have to drop off your demo, and I guess find an agent. But really, I mean, if you have your voices locked in and you're really good, and you go and do them for an agent, anybody who handles voice, they'll be able to see you're good right away. So just it's all about having your craft sort of mastered.
Practice, practice, practice.
Exactly.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. From Moon Corral, have you ever voiced a role that has affected or stuck with you emotionally?
Not necessarily, actually, because I think a big part of acting is being able to let go of the parts that you do and not necessarily carry a lot of that baggage. I mean, you play a lot of really, really crazy characters, and if you sort of kept that with you, nobody would like you, probably. You'd probably be a really big oddball. And that's different from a screwball. But no, I like to sort of leave the work with the work, and sort of let that go once you get home.
Yeah. And we're right up against the end of the show.
Oh. No! No!
I know. Stinks.
It does.
Unless you want to hang around a little bit.
No, it's good. It's good. I just want to make sure that everybody knows, to donate as much as they can for Kiki. She really needs it right now.
Absolutely.
And, do your best, and yeah, win those prizes. Come on.
Okay, here's the last question then.
Sure.
Say the funniest thing you can come up with in Shining Armor's voice.
Oh my gosh. It's a test of funny. I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way.
Oh no!
That's right.
Oh.
God. I need to see a meme. I need to see a Shining Armor.
No!
That's for it. Oh no.
I can just see Shining Armor and Cadence in bed. That's what he says.
Oh, you went there.
It was already there.
That's not my bottle.
That's not your
So, that's a little bit risque, but
a little bit. Not that's never stopped us before, Andrew. Oh, Screwy. Time to read off that list, buddy.
Oh, the list. I'm just trying to catch my breath. Okay, so we're doing the weekly show call out. So we're going on with this. So starting off is Cutie Art Crusaders, Tuesday 6 p.m. Pacific time to 9 p.m. Eastern. Next is the Brony Clubhouse, Tuesday 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then there's Equestrian Inquirer, Wednesdays bi-weekly, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Next show will be April 3rd. And Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Next is Sketchy Sounds Live Songcast, Thursdays 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then there's Post My Video with Jay Holler and B-Vids, Thursday 5 p.m. Pacific. Yes, I'm right. At 8 p.m. Eastern. It's turned to a tongue twister for me. What the hell? Brony Breakdown with Saber Spark and Paleo, Thursday 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then there's Lunar Republic Takeover with Nightmare Moon, Fridays 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then there's Mixology with DJ One Trick, Saturdays at 10 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then there's Saturday Night Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Krieber, this Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. This is getting harder for me. What's going on? Blue Screen Bronies, Sunday, 10 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then there's, last but not least, Pega Sisters Live, Sundays, 10 p.m. Pacific. Oh dear God. Skipsy, you're making this hard for me. It's 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And we got it. Good. Done.
Good.
Jeez, that was the hardest part of the show. Oh God.
You made it through. You made it, though. You made it.
Oh. It's over.
Wow.
It's done.
Not quite.
Wait,
Not quite over yet. You know why? We haven't called out to our favorite listener yet. Hey, Andrew.
Yo.
You want to help us call out to our favorite listener?
Oh, heck yeah, I do.
Okay. So, on the count of 3, we're going to call out to James Justice. Because for some reason he didn't show up tonight. But you know what? We still love him. So,
We sure do.
on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
James Justice!
But I just want to remind everybody, too, that if they want to chat afterwards, hit me up on my Twitter.
Yep.
It's Drew Francis 604. So that's at DREW Francis FRANCIS 604, which is my old area code.
Yes.
Yeah, so come. Let's
Be
chat it
there.
out.
We'll be there after the show.
Sweet.
So, call it out, Screwy. Say the goodbyes.
Okay, well, thanks to everyone who's came to watch our 1-year anniversary. Yes! And I'd like to really thank Andrew Francis for being on the show with us today.
My pleasure, as always.
It was a blast, and thanks for Dusty for taking in the questions and being the best co-host in existence.
I'll be your wing pony anytime, buddy.
And thank you, and I guess I'll see you later. And surprisingly enough, I didn't screw up.
You rock, Bowie. You rock. Woo!
Woo! Anyways, see you guys later.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Lot on Oahu, Waikiki, 2-3 foot waves, big long boards, not exactly exciting stuff, but always good to get out in the sun.
That's that would be tons of fun. I couldn't serve if my life depended on it, that's for sure. I winter though, I love skiing. Do you snowboard at all?
I do. I snowboard quite a bit.
Nice. All of us, we gotta go. We gotta go to some kind of ski snow trip sometime. That'd be awesome.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Whistler's great just because it's like the best, right?
I've been there.
I really like you haven't been there yet?
I have been there.
Oh yeah.
My family is huge ski fans. When we were kids, we went everywhere, all over Canada. So it was awesome.
That's cool. See, that's what I was about to say, is that I'd like to see different mountains then, because I ride Whistler, probably once or twice a week, right? So
Yeah.
I'd rather go someplace else. And I know Dusty said, what's that one, Dusty, that you have near you?
Oh, I got plenty near me. I got all of Tahoe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess
Sierra
so.
Tahoe and Heavenly and all of those.
What's the one you usually go to?
Sierra Tahoe.
Sierra Tahoe. Wow, cool. Yeah, we should make a trip, Screwy, and go do some stuff.
You guys come down. I'll put you up at the house. We'll go up there. Not a problem.
Sounds
That
awesome.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your? I'll combine this question. I'll put it as two and two. What is your ultimate surfing/snowboarding adventure?
Oh my gosh. Surfing/snowboarding adventure. Well, actually, funny enough, I've done both in one day before.
Ooh, what?
We were up, we stayed the night over in Whistler, and we did like a morning, maybe only till about 11 o'clock. We got out there super early, and we went about 8 till 11. Then we got off the mountain, shot back down to Vancouver, where my buddy has a plane that can get us over to Tofino in about maybe 35 minutes. And so we got back down he's in West Van, so it took about an hour and a half. We got over to Tofino by about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then we hit the sunset for surfing. And then that sunset's kind of when it's the best, right? Because the sun goes down over this one beach near his house, just gorgeous. And so we taken pictures up on the mountain, and then we took pictures in the water, and then with the GoPro and uploaded it. And people were just kind of amazed, because it's probably one of the only times I'll ever get to do that, but it was totally worth it.
Wow, you're making me jealous, man.
And Vancouver. That's what's so great about Vancouver. I mean, you can actually do that here. It's insane.
Yes, it's like you can just go from one season to another just like that.
Snap of a finger.
To try scuba diving so bad, that would be my top thing. I heard all about the corals and how lovely they are, and it would just be amazing.
I've never been scuba diving before either. I've been snorkeling, but never scubaing.
No, I've went scuba diving when I was in Mexico and snorkeling, so they're both a blast.
Awesome. What about you, Dusty?
Oh, I've never been scuba diving at all. I've sort of snorkeled in my little hometown river between Ontario and Michigan, but nothing like you would see in Hawaii.
Do you see any wildlife in the water when you're snorkeling like that?
Oh, not in Michigan. Basically, all we got there is carp and pike, and that's it.
Yeah. Odd, bass or I don't know, like weird, river fish.
Yes. Have you? I know that Australia is some of the biggest surf places in the world. Have you ever considered any big wave surfing at all?
I don't know. I've been thrown around pretty bad by some waves, when they're too big.
Ooh.
And things get really sketchy, because the best waves are when there's really shallow water. And so you're really putting yourself in danger of getting slammed. And it's even worse when it's a coral rip opposed to a beach or sand rip, because that'll just throw you down into stuff that tears you apart like sandpaper. So I mean, I've tried to work myself up. I can do maybe 5-6 foot waves. But I don't do any of the big stuff. In the summer here, we have a boat that has it has ballast in the back. So you can fill up the back with these ballasts with tons and tons of weight, and it makes this huge wake. And you can actually surf right on the back. They call it wake surfing, right off the back of the boat. And so
Yeah.
I'm getting too used to a 3-foot wave when I should be challenging myself with bigger ones.
Oh, that scares me right there. Jeez. Have you ever done any Hawaiian beaches surfing at all?
I have indeed. I was really lucky. My mom was a flight attendant, so she was good with the flights. My dad was a mechanic with a used car sales. My phone. With a used car spot, and so I got great deals on cars and trips. Those are the coolest things. But Mom used to go to Hawaii when I was a kid, so I'd go for a day. We'd leave Friday afternoon, we'd get there Saturday morning. I'd have all day Saturday, and then we'd leave very late Saturday night and come back Sunday. And so I did probably 30 of those trips. And so I'd go literally just tan myself to oblivion and then come back and it'd be what the hell? It's snowing out and stuff, So I when I went there, I did a little bit of surfing, a little bit on Maui, but a lot.
It is showtime. Yes. I'm just, you know, I just want to test the equipment. I wasn't doing anything bad. I was just having a good time. Yeah? Yes! Yes! Maybe I won't screw up. Ooh. This is gonna be fun. Ooh, I'm excited.
It makes certain she's Skype. You've got no audio. You've got no audio coming from Skype.
Ooh, so the guest we're having today, he's a little late, but the guest we're having today is Andrew Francis, the voice actor of Shining Armor, as you well know. He's been on the show once. Oh, he's on time!
Mixer.
How you doing, Andrew?
Go ahead, source.
Pretty good. I'm just trying to learn something here. I'm doing something. What is it, Skipsy?
You want to add a source?
Add a source?
No.
Okay.
Click.
Yeah, it got me covered. 1 second.
Click speaker's audio there.
Right there?
Click it.
Okay. Down. 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 Pardon me, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Which one? Sure. Take control. Oh, yeah, this... Oh, here we go.
But it's no Dusty stash.
It's no Dusty stash. I don't think there's any stash that's like Dusty's. That's for sure.
It's true.
Okay. I've got it good. I am good to go. So, truth is, this is coming live from Alberta, Canada, as you can tell from my Canadian cape. We got a Canadian hat that I got right here. So, we even got Canadian screwball right here. Goody goody. And I am super excited. So, how are you doing, Andrew? How is your day going?
My day's going well. It's going well. I mean, here in Vancouver, it's really gorgeous out. It's like, you know, maybe 15, 20 degrees Celsius, gorgeous day. And I got home from CrossFit at about 9 a.m.
Yes.
And then looked at my inbox, and I had like 6 huge character bad guy auditions to record. So I really didn't see one peek of the sun until 3 o'clock. I was locked in my little home studio going crazy and doing insane voices.
I'm surprised your voice isn't dead by now.
I know, you know, I'm actually a little bit surprised too, but lately I've been doing a bunch of really big bad guys in the show Max Steel that just debuted on Teletoon here in Canada and Disney XD in the States, and or actually, you know what, I don't know if it's premiered in the States yet, but it's here, and there's bad guys that I talk to back and forth, and like, I feel like in the last month my voice has been conditioned. I could literally just scrub it with nails and it'd be fine. It's been like a ringer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but no, so I'm glad. I mean, I'm not hoarse. I'm not dead.
Oh, I see kind of the pun you got going on there.
I filled it in.
So I got a bunch of questions, so would you like to get right on in it?
Yeah, let's get on these questions.
Let's do this. So, I'd like to ask off the start, tell us all about your trip to to Australia. How was that?
To Australia. It was good. It was short, but it was sweet. I was actually only there for 5 days. My mom is a flight attendant, so she gets a really, really good deal on flights down, and she really wanted to go. And so we were there for 5 days total, 7 days with travel.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed in a hotel that was right in downtown Sydney. One thing that was a bit of a surprise was I always pictured Sydney, Australia to be like a beach town, and it does have beaches around it. It has Manly Beach and it has Bondi Beach, but I expected it to have actual beaches like in the city of Sydney. But really there's none. You have to jump on a ferry and you have to go about between a 15 and half an hour ride to get to the closest sandy beach. So that was a little odd, but it was fun. It was lots of surfing, lots of just hanging out in the sun and trying to soak up a tan. As you know, in Canada, we don't get that very often.
Nice. I wish I could go to a place like that. That would be a blast. Since Australia, the southern coast, has some of the biggest
Have you been?
surf
Have
in the
you
world.
been any place hot, Screw?
No, I haven't actually. I've been I've been to like well, basically the conventions was the first time that I've actually been to other places. So I've never been to anything as fancy as that. That's for sure.
Well, you got to knock it off the bucket list soon.
Yes, that I want. Hello everybody, this is your pal, Dusty, and you're watching Stay Boy and My Friends live from San Jose, California. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing fantastic, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Yes! This is awesome! And I'm excited, hope you're all excited, I've never been so excited, and it's gonna be a blast. Hi! Hey Dusty, how's it going? I'm doing nothing. I'm just you testing the equipment. That's all. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.